If you believe we've got a picture perfect plan, we've got you fooled, 'cause we only do the best we can. And sometimes we make it, and sometimes we fake it.
But
we get one step closer each and every day.
And then what?
Then we figure it out on the way.
So obviously we have Disney Plus, and we've been watching Lizzie McGuire. The thing is, I would have never remembered that theme song.
I did not remember that theme song until it actually came on, and then I was like, that's the theme song.
That is the theme song.
Oh my goodness. It just came back to me.
Yeah, I was like, I would have, if you would have asked me 2 days ago, hey, sing a Lizzie McGuire theme song, I'm like, did it have
I would have said there wasn't one.
If it did, I don't remember it. But as soon as we started watching, I was like, oh, that's definitely it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we are amongst the 10 million people who created accounts on the first day that Disney Plus released.
Yep.
And I don't care how you feel about it.
I don't regret it.
I mean, it's still buggy. It's brand new.
There are definitely some errors.
In my mind, I feel like they could have. I feel like they had time to prepare this.
They did, because they've been talking about this for years.
Because it's not like they just decided to do it in August.
And it's not like they are the first ones to have a streaming device.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Hulu and Netflix have been out for almost a decade now.
Right. So
in terms of streaming, at least.
Right. So you had several years to see what they did and copy.
And know what we want. So they did include the skip the intro feature, which is awesome.
Yes.
But it only skips like about
part of it.
Like
Netflix, that timing is perfect.
Yeah.
On the skip the intro. But yeah, Disney Plus, it's a little off. It just it skips ahead a little bit. And then there have just been random error messages that pop up.
Like on Netflix, you hear the first guitar riff on the Friends theme, and then the last thing you hear is and that's it. And then it starts the show. So you hear like literally 2 seconds of the theme song without having to hear I'll be there for you every 5 seconds every time you want to watch the show. But on Disney, it's just like it'll start and then give you the option to skip. But then it skips to the middle of the theme song. So, I mean, I guess that helps, but still.
Not quite.
What other error messages have you noticed?
No, I mean, it'll just literally randomly say error. When it's trying to play, it'll try to go to the next episode and it won't.
Speaking of buggy streaming apps, I'm a SiriusXM subscriber, and I pay for the package with the app, specifically for the app so I can listen to Sway in the morning and Rude Jude in the afternoon. But I have the damnedest time trying to get the on-demand stuff to play. Almost every single time, it won't start. And then when it finally does start, I'm like, wasted 5 minutes trying to get it to play. And then sometimes it just stops. So everybody with a streaming device, a streaming service, I need you to be better.
Yes.
But like Disney Plus, it also doesn't save your spot from, doesn't tell you what episode you most recently watched.
Yeah.
It just has a list of all the episodes.
You can create your own watch list, but you got to remember, I was on season 1, episode 8. It's not gonna. It'll pick up, like if you were in the middle of the episode, it'll pick up where you left off in the episode, but it's not gonna pop up as soon as you are on your home screen and say, "Oh, hey, remember you were watching Pocahontas." It's not gonna do that. So,
right, yeah,
it's all good. But hey, y'all, welcome back to the show. This is Tara and Ryan with Tara Talks. Ryan Listens. As we tend to do, start out with kind of what's going on in our lives. Like we said, we're still loving Disney Plus, still waiting for the Proud Family.
Right, what the Proud Family at?
No Black Panther's coming in March after its time is up on Netflix. I did watch Pocahontas because of the hashtag that was trending, Justice for Cocoam. And man, thank you Twitter for that. Because I was definitely like, didn't see this when I was a kid, but Cocoam was right. He was right.
Yeah, I don't remember Pocahontas. I've watched it as a kid and I haven't ever seen it since.
It was definitely different than I remembered.
Yeah, I can imagine. When you're an adult watching something that you watched at 5 or 6, then yeah, I can imagine it.
Same for Beauty and the Beast. I watched Beauty and the Beast as well, and there's some things I'm like, wow, was the whole town really calling her weird for reading? Like, what does that say about y'all? Like, it's just so crazy. And called her dad weird for being a scientist and inventor. Interesting. So yeah, it's a lot that just didn't quite make sense in some of these, but it's a lot that at the end of the day, you know, you got a good message. So yeah, I'm still loving Disney Plus. Like I said, we're watching Lizzie McGuire and Smart Guy right now, enjoying that. Can't wait to rewatch Boy Meets World as well.
I was willing to pay for it when I realized Smart Guy was going to be on there in its entirety.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I was tired of having to use a Fire Stick or watch it on YouTube where the episodes are in pieces, and now I can just watch it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Remember in an early episode of this show, I said that King of the Hill, 227, and Smart Guy are like my top 3 all-time favorite shows.
You did?
And King of the Hill's on on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Smart Guy's on Disney Plus. I just need somebody to put 227 in its entirety on a streaming thing. And I'll pay for it. I promise you I will. I just need somebody to put it up in its entirety. Who's that had it? Was it Crackle that had it on, like, had season 1 and then season 5, I think?
Yeah,
it was
just
stupid.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Also going on in our lives, wedding planning is still stressful, and I refuse to lie about it. So
yeah, this part, y'all could have kept this wedding planning stuff. Like,
so
I just want to marry her.
That's it.
Should have eloped.
We should have eloped.
Should have went to the courthouse like Graham kept saying.
We should have. So here's the thing. When people ask me, how's wedding planning going? Like, it is tempting to be like, oh, it's great. Oh, it's fine. Oh, everything's wonderful. But I can't do it. I don't want to lie about it. I want people to know it's not that great. Like, yes, there are some moments where it is great. There are, I'm enjoying kind of designing our day of what we want it to look like and, everything that we want. It's cool to be able to say, oh, we don't have to do that just because it's a tradition. We don't want to do it. We don't believe in that. We're not going to do it. Like, it's our day. So that part is pretty dope. But I'm not going to pretend it's all rainbows and fairy dust. I'm not going to. So when it's people ask me,
rainbows and butterflies, it's compromise. Carry on.
So when people ask me, I actually tell them, making a million little expensive decisions is challenging our relationship. I think that's fair to say.
I wouldn't say challenging our relationship. I'm gonna say it's challenging us having a wedding.
No, when I say challenging our relationship, I don't mean like we're fighting and about to break up. What I mean is, obviously. Yeah. What I mean is we are pretty easygoing,
I'd say so,
in terms of our relationship. And so this is the biggest thing we've had to plan we plan stuff together. We actually we've been together for years, and so
almost 7.
Yeah, so we are used to planning stuff together. If it's a Friendsgiving or if it's a trip that we're taking, we're pretty good at coordinating and communicating and even budgeting stuff together. But this is the biggest event, most expensive event that we've had to plan together. So it's just like, it's causing us to have to, I don't know, make tough decisions that we haven't had to make before.
Yeah.
To make before. So it's just weird.
And here's the deal. I normally, when we're trying to plan something, in most cases, I just kind of let Tara take the lead on most things. I'm just like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Go ahead. I'm cool with that. Now, if there's really something I don't want to do or and I want no parts of it, I'll straight up say it. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. But that's so seldom that I really have any objections to anything.
Right.
And nowadays, it feels weird because I'm having to object to a lot of things.
Yeah. Because we are both equally involved in the planning. It's not just me doing everything and him standing there smiling or, whatever you want. Like, now he definitely is like, I want you to be happy and I want, whatever you want. But at the same time,
I want to be happy too.
Exactly.
So,
but
yeah,
it's just weird.
And I'm also designing all of our own things that we would normally pay a designer to do, since I'm a graphic designer. I was like, I can do all of that myself.
Right.
I can do all of that myself. I can save us like $600 for doing it myself.
Right.
And When I say 600, that's probably a minimum of what I could have saved.
Say way more than that. But
yeah, the thing is, it's hard because here's the deal. As a graphic designer, there's some things you just can't do because you're too close to the projects.
Yes.
Like I had trouble designing my own logo for Versatile Optics because I had a logo like many years ago, didn't like it, switched it, didn't like it, switched it, didn't like it, switched it. Finally landed on something. I'm like, okay, this will do. And I had that for like 4 or 5 years. I'm like, okay, it's time to switch it. It took me a good year and a half to finally, like, off and on was playing with it. Okay, let me try to update it. And it took like a year and a half before I was happy with something that I designed for myself. You would think designing something for yourself would be easy, like cooking a meal for yourself. You know exactly what you want to eat and how you want to eat it. But designing your own materials, logos, all that kind of stuff, it is not that simple.
Yeah.
It's not. And I was this close to calling one of my partners and be like, bro, can you do this, please, bro? I will send me the Cash App request. I got you. I swear. But I finally worked it out earlier today.
Plus, I mean, you have a million other things going on. I have a million other things going on.
I have like other clients.
I wish we could just like pause our lives and focus on this wedding and plan the wedding. But that's just not how life works.
I wish I could just like pause the rest of the world for like 24 hours. Well, let's make it 48 hours. I would sleep about 24 of those hours and then wake up and then plan wedding stuff and get caught up on everything.
One thing I will say though is we want to be this involved. So, we care about the decisions. So even though we're saying it's stressful and exhausting, like we would be this involved regardless because we just absolutely care that much about this day. And I'm going to say it is going to be all worth it, even though we joke about we should have went to the courthouse. At the end of the day, we both are very social people and we have a lot of people that we love as far as friends and family. And we want to celebrate with them. A lot of people, in particular, like our immediate family and our wedding party have been with us, like supporting our relationship from the very beginning. And I want to celebrate with them. I want to turn up with them. I want to have a party. I want to, eat and drink and have cake and, and just let them celebrate with us. And then after that, I'm looking forward to our honeymoon where we can just like completely unplug and just relax and rest and just be married, be husband and wife. So, the countdown is on. We're now about 150 days out, less than 5 months out. And I'm ready to marry this guy over here to my right.
And with that said, we're trying to keep the guest list under 200 for budget purposes, not necessarily space purposes, but budget purposes. So there are going to be people who we truly care for and care for us who will not get an invite. I'm just going to apologize in advance. I'm like, look, sorry, you didn't make the list. Nothing personal. It's just we got a bum load of family.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many family. My dad was like, hey, I got some extra people. I'm like, okay, cool. Then my mom was like, oh, don't forget we need to add these people. I'm like, okay.
We both have big families on both sides.
And then Tara's mom said the same thing.
It's going to be tough.
So it's just like my mom got like a whole extra 20 people that I hadn't even considered. Not that I forgot about them. It's just, I don't live there anymore, so I hadn't seen them in forever, so I didn't think to add them on the list. But, it's just those people that you don't talk to, but they're still close relatives, and you got to make sure that they get an invite. So, man, we don't have a small friend section, honestly.
Yeah, I love one of our friends was like, make sure we get an invite, and we just kind of looked like, and they're like, actually, we understand because they got married recently too. They were like, look, if you just we want to take you out to eat or something. And so I just appreciate stuff like that because it's going to be tough. But enough about the wedding talk. Let's go ahead and hop into this timeline.
Go for it.
I don't know where to start.
Start right there.
Where to start. All right. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and start. I don't want to get too much into this. But obviously, I watched the Stephen A. Smith video about...
Stop right there.
Okay.
Nah, I was just kidding. Yeah, carry on.
If you hadn't had a chance to watch it, I don't even know if it's worth watching.
It's really not.
It's so annoying.
Like, if you know Stephen A. Smith, he's a bit of a... I'm not going to say contrarian, but he's got strong opinions. Often rightfully so. But I disagree with it's like I get it. So basically everybody's like, so if you aware of the NFL reaching out to not even reaching out to Colin Kaepernick, just announcing that they were holding a workout for him and inviting NFL teams and coaches and owners and whatnot. We found out before Colin Kaepernick did. We found out at the same time, basically. So that was like strike one. Strike two was, why is the NFL holding a certain workout for him when any other time, if you need another quarterback, you call that quarterback and say, hey, come meet us at the facility real quick. We're thinking of signing you. We just want to see how well you can work. If somebody really wanted to sign Colin Kaepernick, they would have done that by now.
True.
At the same time, yes, there have been potential opportunities, but at the same time, you also got to realize Colin Kaepernick's not an idiot. There's traps that he's avoided that he could have potentially walked into. Also, with this NFL collusion case settlement, there are things legally that he has to be wary of.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are forgetting. Yeah. Like there's a huge NDA. He has to be careful not to reveal anything from that settlement, because whatever he was awarded, I'm sure he ain't trying to give it back based on loopholes and technicalities and whatnot. Yeah. So, Stephen A. Smith is now saying, I don't think Colin Kaepernick wants to play football anymore.
He just wants to be a martyr. Right. He just wants attention.
And that's not a fair thing to say. Because, again, that whole thing, now you got to admit, it was completely sketchy. If you know anything about the NFL and how all of that stuff works, it was real sketchy. And Max Kellerman, I think that's his name, basically had a perfect response to that. So go check out the Stephen A. Smith video she's talking about, and then watch the Max Kellerman response.
Then TMZ said that Jay-Z was disappointed with Colin Kaepernick because the workout became a publicity stunt. But Rock Nation tweeted, a source at Rock Nation tells us Jay-Z hasn't spoken to any sources. LOL. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of false information floating around. And frankly, Cap was smart. He did the right thing because, again, there's so many. You have to control your own narrative. You have to control your own narrative. Story. And there's a lot of different. There was like waivers that didn't, like, there were non-standard waivers that he would have had to sign. And it didn't make sense for those waivers to be any different if it's just a standard workout, which clearly it wasn't. Yeah, I don't really know much about sports, but this all seems pretty shady to me. But enough about that. Yeah. Still ain't watching the NFL. Is Chick-fil-A making a comeback? Chick-fil-A apparently said they finna stop giving money to all of them whatever LGBTQ. Organizations, the anti-LGBTQ organizations, which Fellowship of Christian Athletes and the Salvation Army and Boy Scouts of America. Here's the thing. Some say it's too late. Some people say it's too late. First of all, look what Popeyes did. Right. Okay. There's a far superior chicken sandwich now. This is there. I feel like they're doing this whole, hey, we're not bad anymore thing, just to, recapture the momentum that Popeyes stole from them. And now don't get me wrong, I passed Chick-fil-A and them lines are still long. There are people that don't know anything about any of this controversy. Some people that just have their head in the sand and are just like eating their chicken sandwiches and waffle fries like nothing ever happened. And that's fine. It's no judgment. It's a personal choice. It's not judgment, yeah. But the thing is, Chick-fil-A, wants the people that did leave, Chick-fil-A wants them back, and they want to appear like, oh, everything's fine, nothing to see here, we got rid of those contracts. But the point is, you did it in the first place. And bigger than that, there's room in my mind for people to grow and evolve and change. But what I really wanted out of all of this was for a spokesperson, preferably a CEO or president of the company, to step out and denounce it altogether and to say, we love everyone. We are a Christian organization, but Jesus said to love everyone. We are supporting our LGBTQ community, the customers. I would want them. You ain't even got to support them. Just let them live. Yeah. Their existence does nothing to your life. You will not die because somebody's gay. I promise you. I promise you won't die because somebody else is gay. I promise. Or do you have a heaven or a hell to put anyone in? It's not yours to put anybody in. It's not yours to judge, to say, what they're doing is right or wrong. Because you are supposed to be the witness and not the judge. And what you're saying is, if you
feel so strongly about judging other people. What you saying is God that can't do his job on his own. Right. And are you really saying that God really can't do his job on your own?
You're picking parts of the Bible to read.
Yeah.
So yeah,
if you skipped over that love thy neighbor thing, then you clearly doing it wrong.
So I just kind of
and hurting your own cause.
So I just kind of didn't like the fact that they were like, hey, we're not doing that anymore, but they didn't really come out and say we should have never done that or any type of statement.
They literally just said
forward.
The contracts ended.
Yeah, they straight up said the contracts ended. So they're basically trying to play both sides. So that way the people that are adamantly against it can just be like, oh, the contract was already ending at this time, you know. So anyway, I don't know. I'm perfectly fine with my Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich.
And then there's also, you know, like, you don't have to eat fast food, you know.
Look, I'm really, so what, you know how everybody is always like in January with all these resolutions? That's about to be me. Let me get through Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then I'm about to be back to bringing my lunch and cooking at home, tilapia and broccoli and sweet potatoes and salads. Whatnot. So yeah, I'm not gonna be eating fast food at all. But the point is, in the meantime, I'll enjoy my little spicy chicken sandwich. So Marie Kondo, are you familiar with Marie Kondo?
Marie Kondo or Condor?
Kondo.
No.
So Marie Kondo is the woman that wrote that book. I think it's called The Secret to Tidying Up, The Magical Secret to Tidying Up, or something like that. I haven't read it yet, and I haven't watched the show, but obviously I've heard, you know, all the pop culture references. And basically, she is the one that started the whole trend of like, if you pick something up in your house and it doesn't bring you joy, then get rid of it. And so she basically taught people, it's Kondo, Kondo.
I'm looking up the person who I was thinking about.
Oh, I was
to see how wrong I was.
Okay, I was like, Marie Kondo. She basically taught people how to declutter and more of like the Japanese lifestyle way of living. And it was a huge trend over the last few years in America. And I loved it from a distance. Like I said, I just, no particular reason, haven't read the book yet and haven't watched the Netflix special yet. But
completely different.
Here's the funny part. She taught people how to clear their homes and declutter. But now she wants to sell you stuff.
So what you're saying is that you wanted me to make room for the products you plan to sell me?
So, I mean, to be fair, the stuff she's selling people, her little online store, is basically things to help you organize what you have and I guess simplify your life and declutter. But still, it's more stuff that you're buying and bringing into the house when her whole thing was like, get rid of stuff. So I don't know.
Hey, you gotta make your money.
I can't knock her hustle. I might check it out, but I gotta read the book first and watch the show first and then figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I just thought that was ironic and hilarious that she's like, here, buy my stuff, Americans. After I made you get rid of all your stuff.
Because I mean, America is known for its consumerism, So
did you hear about Julia Roberts allegedly supposed to be Harriet Tubman?
I can't even take that seriously.
I couldn't either until I kept seeing it on my timeline over and over and over and over and over again. I'm going to be honest, I didn't read the article just because I'm so weary with Hollywood. But apparently someone was like, well, it happened so long ago, who would notice? Again, I don't know if that quote is legit, but
I'm sure the whole story is BS.
The screenwriter said that studio exec said that Julia Roberts was originally. I can't believe that. I just don't believe that. I'm not even gonna. I will say this though. I don't even want to finish this story because it's so unbelievable. I will say this though. I just think it's funny how.
That needs to be the name of a segment in this show because you always say that.
I just think it's funny how white people did not want us drinking out of the same water fountain or using the same toilet, but we could breastfeed your babies, and you want to play us in movies so bad.
You know what's funny? Like, I don't ever hear white kids in their cars blasting pop music anymore.
No.
it's always rappers I've never heard of.
Always.
It's always like the new mainstream rappers. I'm like, who is that? Is that the Migos or is that somebody else now? Am I old now? Because I don't know who these rappers are.
Right.
But yeah.
It's just weird. So bizarre.
The fact is, black culture is American culture.
Accurate. Yeah. I'm moving on.
Yeah, please.
So apparently there's a Mad About You reboot.
Interesting.
Did you watch Mad About You?
I vaguely remember it coming on as a kid. The theme song was a dope theme song.
It was. I really loved Mad About You. Which I said this in the last episode. All them little corny white sitcoms I loved. Mad About You, Caroline in the City, Suddenly Susan.
Forgot about Suddenly Susan.
Yes.
News Radio, Spin City.
Spin City, yes. Wings.
Yep.
Friends, Will and Grace,
Becker.
Dharma and Greg, Becker.
I've been dying to watch Becker, but I don't think anybody has it anywhere.
Yeah. Yep, I was a typical kid in the 90s just watching these dumb sitcoms. I even remember watching Ellen before Ellen came out. And I really want to watch it now that it's on Hulu, I think. Back when Ellen was a sitcom and not a talk show. So yeah, that's how old I am. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to the Mad About You reboot. I'll watch it. I'm kind of definitely really over reboots, but
you can't reboot everything.
Oh, they can. They're doing it.
They clearly are, but
you thought they couldn't. I am, once we finish Full House, which I'm on season 8, I am going to go ahead and give Fuller House another try because I started it when it came out and then just kind of got annoyed with it. But I just want to talk about how trash Michelle Tanner is.
Bruh.
Michelle Tanner
You hate Michelle Tanner.
I hate her. She's so bad. Why did we let her be this bad? Like, she needs a butt whooping, first of all. She needs to be grounded. She needs to sit in a corner. I'm so sick of her. First of all, when she was little, I'm a guess, because I really didn't denote the exact moment when she switched in my mind. But I'm going to say seasons 1 through 4, maybe 1 through 4.5, 5. I'm going to say 1 through 4.
All right.
She was cute. She had cute little one-liners. She was just super cute. What was her little? I was gonna say, did I do that? No.
You got it, dude.
You got it, dude. That she was cute, adorable. Then all of a sudden, something happened. I want to say maybe 5 through 8. She getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
Every episode, she doing something stupid. And it's like, okay, well, Michelle, this wouldn't have happened if you had just listened to so-and-so. Like, she bad.
Yeah, because when Stephanie was that age,
Stephanie did not do that.
Stephanie's probably my favorite of the 3.
Yep, she's the best. DJ never did all that.
Yeah, DJ was like this age Stephanie is now, back then when the shows first started. But still, yeah, I just feel it's I'm an only child. But I feel like and I'm probably wrong, but it sounds like younger child syndrome. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Or the thing where the youngest kid is always the worst one?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's clearly what the show is like demonstrating vividly.
So spoiled, and it's like Danny got lazy with his parenting. And then now Joey, he's trying to get his career on, and Jesse got his own kids and family to worry about. Ain't nobody paying attention to Michelle, and she out here running the streets, and she bad. I'm just saying.
She lost a dog.
She lost a whole dog. Did nobody tell you to walk calm and by yourself?
I mean, Jesse kind of did,
but you know he was on the phone and distracted, and you knew you weren't supposed to, so you bad. Okay, yeah. Back to my point, Michelle Tanner's trash. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk, guys. So speaking of reboots, we know that Lizzie McGuire was coming back. We knew that was in the works for a while. We just found out that Gordo is locked and loaded coming back, which I'm excited about because Gordo was one of my favorite characters. I'm really kind of sad to see in season 1 you can tell he has a crush on her and she just ain't feeling it. She all about Ethan. So I'm looking forward to that reboot. Glad Gordo's coming back. I kind of want them to be married, but who knows? We'll see what happens. So Tom Hanks is playing Mr. Rogers in the movie, right?
Right.
How about Tom Hanks just found out he's related to Mr. Rogers?
Wow.
Yeah. Which makes total sense because Tom Hanks is just a sweet guy, just like Mr. Rogers was.
I don't really know about Tom Hanks like that, but I believe you.
Have you not seen Sleepless in Seattle? You've Got Mail. Any of these good old
His
wholesome
characters
movies?
were sweet guys. I didn't
And
know he was.
He's like that in real life.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I've barely seen those 2 movies.
Point is, I'm looking forward to seeing this movie, and I just think that's a super cute coincidence that they actually did a DNA test and found out he's related to Mr. Rogers.
Oh, pretty cool.
I thought you were gonna make a Lizzo reference. Get it?
Yeah, I completely missed an opportunity there. I was wondering why you slowed down like that.
So,
but here's the thing. Here's the deal. I'm like so burnt out on that song.
I know you are. You know what I actually like better than that song?
Juice.
Good as hell.
I'm burnt out on that too because it's on 7 different commercials. During travel season, the TV was always on in my hotel.
I really like bass tempo.
Yeah.
I really like tempo. Actually, tempo is probably
Juice is my favorite.
Yeah.
But seriously, Good as Hell
actually
was in
Soulmate.
Soulmate's dope too. But Juice is my favorite. Good as Hell is literally in like 7 different commercials right now.
I know. That's why it was the first thing that came to my mind. It's not actually my favorite song. I mean, it's so good, but yeah, I think Tempo is my favorite song than Soulmate. But and then Boys.
Haven't heard it.
Oh, so good. Anyway, point is, shout out to Lizzo. I'm not gonna get into the Lizzo Ari Lennox issue just because
I need to catch up on it first so I can contribute to the conversation because I was unaware.
Well, that and the fact that I haven't really listened to Ari Lennox's whole body of work, so I feel like I can't comment accurately, but that has been all over my timeline.
Are people like trying to compare
Twitter.
the two or what?
Ari Lennox was snubbed for a soul award and Lizzo got it, and Lizzo is not really soul. Ari Lennox is.
Yeah.
So that's the argument on Twitter.
Yeah, Ari Lennox is a modern soul R&B artist. Lizzo is an R&B artist.
Yeah.
With pop-ish sounds.
Yeah. And I mean, when I say Ari Lennox was in my timeline, I mean literally her. She was in her feelings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and then everybody was commenting on it and like supporting her. And so, yeah.
You know these awards don't be...
The awards, Beyonce told y'all awards mean nothing. Just
Drake said the same thing.
Put out your art and let people love it who love it. Like, it's no reason to pit the two against...
They tried to silence Drake. They cut the music on when Drake was saying that exact same thing.
Exactly. So, it's no reason to pit people against each other. They both can be amazing.
Right.
And here's the thing. People categorize... things incorrectly, and we know that from what's the Jordan Peele movie?
Somebody Get Out?
Get Out. They categorize Get Out as a comedy.
LOL.
And it's like that's not funny.
That was a horror movie.
Yes, it was a horror movie.
A suspense thriller with comedic elements.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, you can't be mad at Lizzo for the fact that she won in a category that you feel like she shouldn't be, and she didn't choose that. Anyway, point is, that is gonna wrap it up for my timeline for this week. What you got for obscure news?
Almost half of people in the United States don't change their underwear daily.
What?
You nasty
Ew.
Literally, like, bruh.
Gross.
Yeah. So this is New York Post. Almost 50% of people don't change their underwear every day, according to a disturbing survey.
Ew.
The research by underwear maker Tommy John revealed that 45% have worn the same pair of underwear 2 days or longer.
Or longer?
Even worse, 13% of those surveyed admitted that they had sported the same undies for 7 days or more.
Shut up.
Men were the worst offenders, being 2.5 times more likely than women to wear their underpants for a week.
Ew.
But overall, women didn't fare much better. So they
so gross.
surveyed about 1,000 Americans. These results were split fairly evenly between men and women, which throws any theories out the window that women are more hygiene conscious than men or vice versa.
Is it bad that I'm like, this has got to be white people?
I really want to know the demographic of the 1,000.
I need to know. Who is doing this?
In the black community, we don't play that.
Okay, but the reason why I said it's white people is because I have heard white people say that they don't shower every day.
Yeah. I'll shower more than once a day.
I have.
Yeah, they say I don't subscribe to the notion that we need to shower every day.
So,
I subscribe to feeling clean. I don't care about the notion.
Here's the thing. What? What?
Yeah, that's gross.
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb, all right, and I'm gonna say, let's say you have a day where you didn't leave the house, you didn't do anything, you didn't go to the gym, you're not going anywhere the next day.
You woke up, you sat still, you went to sleep, and that was it.
Okay,
that's one thing.
Yeah, even then, I'm changing my underwear
because I still enjoy showers. I enjoy cleaning myself.
Yeah, you got. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to make it make sense. Y'all need. I'm scratching. I'm itching just thinking about it. That's so gross.
As an adult,
shower.
Like I don't think in my let me go back in my teenage years. I don't even think. Let me say college. Let me say late high school, early college. I think the last time I wore underwear multiple days in a row is because I was out. It was laundry day. I didn't have time to go wash clothes in college. Or I think there was one time in high school where our dryer was broken and we didn't get it fixed right away. So the underwear that was hanging up in the laundry room wasn't dry yet. So that might have been the only time I extended the underwear stay.
Like in a moment of desperation.
In a moment of desperation.
That's like when women like switch to, I'm just going to wear my swimsuit bottoms because I ran out of, like when you're in college and you got to pay to do laundry, like, yeah, that's different.
Even then,
we had to use quarters.
I'm going to throw some hoop shorts on.
Got free laundry or swipe a card. But yeah, I don't know. I can't relate. Shower. And
nowadays I have
change your underwear.
I buy underwear regularly. Apparently you're supposed to cycle your underwear out within 6 months to a year.
Yes, which is why my mom always used to buy us new socks and underwear for back to school.
I got socks and underwear that I have never worn yet. Like I have an entire drawer full of socks and underwear. You will never ever see me with holes in my socks unless it happens on site, because one of my favorite pairs of socks has a hole in the left toe now and I'm upset. So I gotta go back to Express and hope that they have that same pair. I'm buying 2 of them this time. And then I got underwear still in the packs and socks still in bunches because I refuse to run out. So even if I don't do laundry regularly enough, my rainy day underwear is a drawer full of clean underwear and unworn underwear in a package. So I'm good.
Like I even fly with underwear in my like backpack or my purse just in case my flight gets delayed and I'm stranded without my luggage. Like,
if I go on a trip for 2 to 3 days, I'm gonna have 7 pair of underwear.
Minimum 10. Like, no, I can't handle it.
Like I cannot do that. Anyway, obviously this can lead to yeast infections, urinary tract infections. Women should be especially careful. Yeah. They're more at risk to experience health issues due to unclean. Yeah. So, yeah. That's all I got. Gross.
Wow. Thank you. That was quite enough. So let's go ahead and hop into these letters. Remember that if you have a question for us, you can just email askttrl@gmail.com. That's askttrl@gmail.com. We want to hear from you if you want to ask us something about us, or if you have a relationship question, you need some relationship advice, or maybe work drama, you want some work advice, whatever you're going through, we want to help you the best we can. And let's go ahead and hop into our first question. It is from Olafami. Did I say that correct?
Let me look and see. I'm gonna say I don't see it. Where is it? I really don't see it. I'm gonna say that looks right. Yeah.
Okay. So, Olafami says, do you think Jay-Z had an influence on the NFL getting Cap a tryout? Also, my wife deserves to be on the sexiest woman alive list, but I'm biased.
That's fair. Let's see. Do I think Jay-Z had an influence on NFL getting Cap a tryout? Here's the deal. It's hard to say, because it's really hard to say what the NFL tryout would have been had Colin felt the need to show up to it. I'm saying Colin like that's my partner. But I mean it basically is. It's possible. Because remember when he first announced that he had the entertainment deal with the NFL, everybody was like, why you ain't get Cap a job? Okay, so first of all, entertainment, meaning halftime shows, performances, things of that nature. Colin Kaepernick is not a rapper. I don't think he can sing. He might. I don't know. He may or may not play an instrument. So that has nothing to do with Jay-Z, first of all. Completely different branch. So if you have a human resources problem at your job, you're not going to go talk to the accountants. You feel me? So even if he did have some sort of influence, like, hey, yeah, I'm the entertainment guy, but I'm also a black man and I don't like what's happening to this black man and why he's blah, 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 whatever the case is. And he says, y'all need to give him a tryout because I'm Jay-Z and I work here too. So even if that was the case, possibly, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Who knows? I honestly, it's just so many conflicting reports. I really don't even know what to say about it at this point. But again, it's like people are still upset. Like, oh, Jay-Z got this thing and he didn't even give Cap a job yet. Okay, first of all, he didn't buy the NFL. Okay. Now, of course, Jay-Z can't just say, hey, give Cap a job, and it's going to happen like that overnight. So everybody was, even when everybody was upset, like, you really can't change things from the outside. You can't be mad at Jay-Z for partnering with the NFL to do whatever he's doing. And you can't get upset if Cap decides that I feel like this is a setup or a trap. So whether Jay-Z had a plan for it or not, I don't really know. I don't think we might not ever know, honestly, because there's too many conflicting reports on Jay-Z's side. Too many conflicting. ESPN can't decide who did what and why. I'm not sure we'll ever know.
I don't know. I think this is one of those things where we're gonna have to wait on a Lifetime original movie or a BET special or somebody's
It'll be a 30 for 30
biopic.
30 for 30 on ESPN. That's what they call it.
That's the biopic. 30 for 30.
Yeah, it's like a documentary style. It's kind of like Behind the Music, but for athletes.
No, I meant regarding Jay-Z's role in this.
It'll also be a 30 for 30 because it's sports related with him being a sports manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, my point is we're gonna have to wait for the Behind the Music, whatever you want to call it. And it's gonna be one of those things where we need a little bit of perspective to be able to look back, and so that's one of those things where history gives you a little bit of distance, gives you a little bit of clearer picture of what actually happened right now, because we're in the moment. We're living off of every tweet, we're living off of every headline that pops up on our Facebook timelines, and it's kind of tough to get a bigger picture when you're this close to it. So I'm gonna wait. It's kind of weird to say I'm going to wait 10 or 15 years, but I am going to wait and see what really happened. Because I'm just looking at a lot of the stuff that we're seeing documentaries on now that happened in the 2000s and in the 90s, 80s. We're able to look at the whole story a little bit clearer and be like, oh, wow, that makes so much sense of what actually happened, or why so-and-so did what they did, or why the general public thought what they thought. So I'm going to wait and see. Here's the thing. This story, we haven't seen the end of it, and there's so many layers to it.
Yep. I'm still with Cap. Quite frankly, even if Cap gets a job tomorrow, I may or may not continue watching the NFL. Because again, quite frankly, like, it was messing with my anxiety trying to figure out if anybody's going to stop Tom Brady from cheating and stop Bill Belichick from paying the referees and stop these referees from making such terrible calls. I'm just going to stick with college football.
So, thanks for your question, Olafami. I hope that answered your question. And
to recap my answer to your question, I don't know, maybe. That's all I got, honestly. I'm sorry.
We agree your wife does deserve to be the on the Sexiest Woman Alive list.
Shout out to your wife.
Yes. All right, our next question comes from Otis. And Otis wants to know what are the best places to get soup. Because, it is soup season.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about soup a lot last week. Best places to get soup. I don't even know, though. You just got to hope for the best with soup. In my opinion, you just got to hope for the best. Jason's Deli has pretty good tomato soup. Nuke's has really good soup. McAllister's has really good soup.
Olive Garden.
Okay.
The Zuppa Toscana be hidden.
Dig it. That's what you made recently?
Kind of. It was pretty similar.
Yeah, Tara made some soup and it was fire.
Yeah. Those are probably my top ones. Really, the best place to get soup is in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Because
whether you make it yourself or get it out the chunky can.
You know what? A can of soup be hidden sometimes.
Yeah, just throw a little seasoning in it. It's fire.
Get you a little tomato soup and make you a grilled cheese.
Get that chicken corn chowder.
That's all you need.
Throw some Tonys in it. A little shredded cheese on top.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, I personally like to pull out my crock pot and actually make my own soup. But sometimes you don't have time for all that. Sometimes you don't feel like getting all them groceries. So that's when you got to hit up a good little McAllister's, Olive Garden. Maybe typically like all your little deli spots have good soup. Like Ryan said, Nuke's and Jason's and all of that. But there's not really too much else. But if you're wanting like some good little soup, that's what I would do. First place I would go is Olive Garden, to be honest. But that's just because they have a lot of good soup. So again, if you have a question for us, just shoot us an email at askttrl@gmail.com. You can also just DM us or text us if you don't feel like going through the drama of typing up an email.
Only text us if you know us in real life. If
Obviously.
somehow you find my phone number and you start texting me these random questions, I'm going to politely block the hell out of you.
You're silly. All right, so we're going to...
But please DM us.
You're a mess.
Email us.
Yes. We're going to wrap up the show with our love life advice of the week. Just a little quick tip in general, as we tend to do. I don't even know if this is a tip, but I saw this. It was a meme that said the relationship compatibility test is to watch The Office together. And if they don't laugh at the things you laugh at, it's time to leave. Time for them to leave.
I'm 100% fine with that.
So I have to ask you, what is that show that you were like when we first started dating, that you were watching me watch, waiting to see if I laughed at certain parts for me to like get it and be like, yep, she's the one.
Like, you asking about a specific show or just an example?
Yeah, I'm asking you about.
Dang, what were we watching?
No, I'm not saying what were we watching when you realized I was the one. I'm saying, what's the show that you're like, okay, all right, she good.
King of the Hill.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, there's so many nuances that even though the show is from the late 90s, early 2000s, it's so much of it is still relevant today.
Here's the thing about King of the Hill that I don't even know if you know. My stepdad watched King of the Hill when I was growing up. So I grew up watching King of the Hill. I'm not as huge of a King of the Hill fan as you are, but I get it.
I grew up watching it too, but watching it as an adult is another story.
It's so different. It is definitely different.
So it's like watching the Rugrats as an adult is another story.
I agree.
It's like you see all of them jokes that were, slid into it for the parents who are watching it with their kids. Because it's like, most kid shows nowadays, they just like cater to the kid only and don't really care about the adult that's watching it with the parental advisory person. But Rugrats has so many jokes that went way over our heads as little kids and even teenagers. But now watching it as an adult,
makes sense.
It's like such a great show still.
So I'm gonna say that show for me, it's got to be plural. It's shows. So definitely The Office is one. Like,
right. I was upset that I didn't realize how funny that show was till last year when I started watching The Office.
Yes.
Yeah, I was so upset.
Then Will and Grace. Like, when you actually laughed at Will and Grace, I was like, okay, all right, cool.
Bro, Will and Grace is fire.
Isn't it so good?
Yes.
Living Single.
Of course.
Yes. Friends. When you laughed out loud at a part of Friends, I was like, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, because I didn't really grow up watching Friends. I remember it being on. I know it's a thing, but, I never just...
paid attention to the
Never really
notes.
paid attention to it, yeah.
New Girl.
I enjoy New Girl.
Yes.
It's just like, I'll be honest, New Girl is hard for me to watch intentionally.
Yeah.
Even though I like it, it's like there's other things that I would rather watch.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
But I do like when you watch
funny.
it. I enjoy when you watch it.
So really, it's really Grey's. When you refer to yourself as Burke on Grey's Anatomy, or when you started saying, who did you say first? That Christina was Bae or Maggie was Bae? I was like, or you refer to yourself as Avery.
It was Christina at first.
Yeah.
But Maggie is still Bae.
Yeah.
Like, I had an internal battle between Maggie and Stephanie, but Maggie came out on top.
Yeah. Well, Stephanie left.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I was like, okay, all right, you like Grey's? That's like literally my favorite show. Then we good.
Yeah, I enjoy Grey's too, but I can't mentally keep up with all of that.
No.
Like, that's why we paused Jane, because it's like too damn much going on.
I forgot we were watching Jane the Virgin.
It's too damn much going on. It's like everything changed. Something changes every 2 seconds. it's like you'll never catch up.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's any drama.
That's any, yeah.
But yeah, Jane really is worse. It's got so much going on. But there's some shows like The Crown that I can just watch by myself and you don't have to get into it and I don't care. Handmaid's Tale, any of that kind of stuff, I don't care. But it's some of my favorite shows like The Office and Grey's Anatomy and Friends that I'm like, I like that you at least laugh at some of the jokes. I'm not saying you gotta watch it always with me, but it's an interesting relationship compatibility test. So I want to hear from y'all. What is that one show that when you saw your partner laugh, you were like, all right, they're the one? Or that show that if you start to date someone, you're like watching them watch it and you want to see their reaction. Because obviously for How I Met Your Mother, that was it Star Wars for Ted? Mm-hmm. He was watching her watch Star Wars, like waiting on her reaction. So yeah, I just want to know. Oh, How I Met Your Mother's on my list too. When we this was early in our relationship, and I was watching it. I was like, sorry, I'm watching this, and you got all into it. You started liking it more than me. So
I like it now more than you ever did.
So
it's crazy.
Anywho, tell us what y'all's little relationship compatibility test show would be.
Yeah, comment on the stuff we post. Okay. We're not posting it for our health. We're posting it to interact with y'all. So comment, all right? Don't just text us and be like, don't text us on the side. Oh, yeah, y'all show was great. We get a lot of that and we appreciate it. But throw some comments on the post. You know, share the post.
I'm fine with either.
I like both.
So that wraps up this week.
Thanks
for listening.
We appreciate y'all for listening.
Thanks for coming back every week.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoy the show.
All two of y'all.
Definitely make sure that you are following us at This Is TTRL on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure that if you enjoy the show that you share it with a friend. And you can follow me at IamTCar.
You can't get used to that new handle, can you?
I cannot.
You can follow me at THERY_C. As in man, hold up, it's the right C.
So thanks again for listening. I hope y'all have a great week.
Peace.